What is up, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Project Ozone 3. Yes. Okay, let's get into this. Alright, I did a little stuff off camera real quick, just a little bit before we started recording. I went ahead and got into Tinker's Construct. So, you may be wondering how I finally did that. Like I said before, a comment was made to me on my second video. Maybe it wasn't my second video, I don't know. But, I can make one of these porcelain melters with the tank, which I have out here. And they're pretty cheap. They're porcelain brick, which is unfired porcelain, which is basically just clay and bone meal, which bone meal we have a pretty good supply of since we sifted all that dust. And clay, which I went and gathered up a bunch of it a while ago off camera, combined it up, melted it down, made a bunch of bricks, made this melter, made the tanks, combined it with the lava we got from our cow, and then I actually ended up upgrading it to using blazing pyrotheum. Now granted, I can mass produce lava now because I went ahead and set up a lava generator. It's not great because I don't have it piping out to anything. I don't have an automatic cobblestone supply going in, but I could set up an automatic lava generator pretty easily. So what I've done is I went ahead and smelted out enough seared bricks to go ahead and start making a Tinker's Construct furnace. I went ahead and set up a redstone clock, which, if you don't remember, it's pretty cheap. Full redstone, a redstone torch, and 4 stone, all in one little pattern, makes a redstone clock. You throw it on top of anything that needs a redstone signal. Every time that thing hits the bottom, it'll automatically, or maybe it's the top. Yeah, it's the top. Every time it hits the very top of it, it'll send a redstone signal out, and on any side of it. And since it's placed above this, it'll automatically set that thing off, which is pretty cool. It's one of the few blocks that will actually set a redstone signal underneath the object that is placed on top of, which I think is kind of cool. So when it does that, it activates this, which it has to activate twice because it needs twice the amount of seared stone, 2 ingots worth of 4 cobblestone worth, and it'll make me a seared stone. The reason I'm making seared stone is so that way I can build this up without needing a whole lot of anything else. I don't have to keep crafting all these seared bricks. I need to upgrade this. I am about to call it though, because I don't think I need it too much. I don't want to build this up too high, probably 4 layers, 4 or 5 layers tall. And we will be using blazing pyrotheum because blazing pyrotheum melts things that need a hotter temperature, like redstone or ender pearls, that lava just can't do. So we're just going to keep using that, especially since we have a cow for doing that. I mean, why not, right? I just keep coming over here, getting a bucket every once in a while, and popping it off. Now it's full. Cool. And if it's ready to go before I need it again, I'll just pour it into that tank right there for backup. Or I'll set up another tank, whatever it needs. Anyway, moving on from there. And drop this off. So the main reason I'm doing that is because we were going to work on getting into applied logistics, but I found one key flaw in doing that. I don't have a power source yet. So my thought process was, let's get into big reactors or stream reactors, which, yeah, it is called stream reactors, which requires a few key components. Okay, number 1, graphite bars. They're pretty cheap to make. Good graphite dust, or there's the other recipe, which I just cooked up a bunch of coal. I'm not sure why it's not showing me that recipe. Anyway, I cooked up a bunch of it already. Okay. Alright, so I've already got a bunch of graphite, so we're good on that department. But I wanted a bunch of yellorium. And unfortunately, the method we used over here for doubling iron does not work for doubling yellorium. So I decided that we should just go ahead and just get straight into cooking up, into doubling this stuff. Oh, it's already done. Okay. Yeah. Alright, here's what I do. We'll go ahead and upgrade this guy real quick. I need to go grab the 1 brick I have in here. Yeah, right here. Just for appeal. Okay, let's mine all this up because I don't want this sticking out of the ground like this anymore. brick there. Okay, I'm going to clean all that up here in just a second. Alright, so. Okay, and now let's put that drain back right where it belongs. Let's see how many times. Let's build this up a couple times here. Oh no, that's frustrating. Okay, I'll fix that here in a bit. I can't. I need to fix it now. So, real quick, let's start setting this back up. Okay, drain goes there. Gonna need that for a second. Really hope that's enough. I'm not sure if that's enough or not. Use smelting makes 1 ingot. Use casting. 2 ingots. Okay, perfect. Should make me 1 block, which is exactly what I need to top that up. Sure. Okay, so I need 2 more stone. Let's go get some stone either way here. I need to patch up that hole. Or at least most of it. Real quick, let's go ahead and set up the hopper and chest. There we go. There we go. Better. That's better. Okay, clean up all that hole. Alright, now we need a little more cobblestone going on here. And let's go ahead and start flowing in all the yellorium. What the frick? Okay. That melted pretty quick. Alright. Didn't see that one coming. That melted really, really fast. And yet cobblestone takes 20 years. 2 ingots? Yep. Oh. Got it. Pop that out. Wait for the brick to flow out, or the block. Okay. Bam. Now. Bam. Sweet. Now it's not going to bother me as much. Alright. Give me that back. Go ahead and place down this guy. Go ahead and put in the ingot. Go ahead and put this guy right there. And what you know for. I have to make an ingot panel from nuclear craft, steel, tough alloy. I don't have pheromone on this one. Where the hell do I get lithium from? From lithium ore. Oh lord. Still boron, which I don't have boron. Is this seriously going to be the only way I can make yellorium ingots out of molten yellorium? I'm just going to have to tank this stuff up. One second, guys. Oh, that's crazy. All my yellorium has suddenly turned back into chunks. Oh, and it's no longer smelted. Oh, thank God. That would be a disaster if I should have. I totally know that yellorium cannot be turned back into ingots once melted down like that. Oh, whew. Glad I didn't make that mistake. Anyway, guys, because I had no way of dealing with that and I was just going to have to destroy all that yellorium anyway, I just cheated my freaking blocks back in. If you guys are playing this pack, just keep in mind you can't get ingots out of that from yellorium. That was actually an issue I had from a previous mod pack a long time ago that I was playing. I can't remember what it was, but I was super pissed because I poured I think it was like 6 stacks of yellorium in just to find that out. And I didn't even bother cheating it, I was so pissed. Okay, so let's see if we can find another way of doubling this stuff. Because without an ingot former, that does us no good. A crusher from that would be a pain in the ass to make. An arc furnace would be a pain in the ass to make. An enrichment chamber would probably be a pain in the ass to make because we don't have any equipment, nor do we have power. Honestly, looks like pulverizer. Anything complicated about it? No, traditional recipe. That could work. We may want to get basic power before we do it. So we're going to cook up, I don't know how much we're going to need to start. Let's see, 1, 2, we're going to cook about that much. There we go. We'll cook up traditionally that much, and then the rest we'll save for this, so we can make a pulverizer and try to double it, so that way we try to get as much as we can out of it. Now granted, it didn't take much to get this much yellorium. I can probably make more, but I don't want to have to take the time to grind it out. So while we're waiting on that, let's work on looking at the recipes for extreme reactors. Now I remember how to build the multi-block structures, but I have to have the structures to make it. So graphite, reactor casing, and iron ingot. Reactor casings are made of graphite, gold, and iron. Not bad. Wait, iron? I mean, gold. Damn. Those have gotten expensive. Okay. Reactor casings. Yup. Okay, 1 to make 4. So I need 2 gold. So 1 gold to 2 casings. Ooh, that's gonna be expensive. Okay. Well, look at this. Use. Can I make any and get out of it? Hold on. Gold. Casting. Okay, gold can still be casted. How much gold do we have in here? Quite a bit, actually. Alright, let's store the yellorium up. I don't want to accidentally shove it into the furnace. Okay, now let's go shove all this gold into here to be processed. That's probably why that yellorium processed so much, because it wasn't designed to actually do that. Alright, let's grab some more pyrrhodium. I do notice there is a bit of a glitch, like visually with the pyrrhodium. Like, it won't show partial buckets. It'll only show full buckets. I don't understand why. Probably because it's not fully designed to work with it that well, or they just didn't reanimate it. So, it's probably got like 3,000 and something in it, but it only shows 3,000. If I tried to put another bucket, it would not let me in. So, it was like dead even. Damn, that's nothing quick. And we're turning ingots. Correct the move. Good. So, we're going to need plenty of ingots. Alright, so while that's melting, let's check our iron supply. How we get on iron? We only got 4 stacks of iron ingots for now, but that'll have to do for right this second. See how much yellorium do we got? Okay, so let's start getting into crafting some of this extreme reactors. Okay, so we need to start by making some of the casings. Oh, need redstone too. Got a little of that. Got a couple stacks. Alright, casings. 3 casings for now. Alright. Which will make us about 12 of the reactor casings themselves. Okay. So, I think we're starting off, we're just going to start with the smallest structure we can make with this. Okay. Don't want to make too many before I know how many I need. Okay. Okay, the outer structure is done. With it being small like this, I want to actually pull it out of the ground. Okay, outer structure is done, so let's move on and start making some more of the components. We need to make a control rod, which is there it is, control rod. I'm missing any more casing apparently. Like a few more just in case. Got it. Okay. Control rod's right here. Going to make a piston, which I need some wood. Should be. That'll do it. Got it. Control rod. Fuel. Let's make the fuel rod. Need some glass. Okay. Got it. Okay, let's go install this bit. Here, fuel rod goes there. Cool. Pop this guy where it belongs. Almost there. Next up, we need to make a controller. We need a diamond and a comparator apparently. Hopefully we got some diamonds. Was that a comparator or a repeater? Nope, definitely comparator. Okay. Alright. Stone apparently. Stone, cool. Got it. That's the controller. Just set this aside. Get back to it in a second. We need to make an access hatch, preferably 2 of them. So we need to make more reactor casings. Okay, okay, I need another piston. Easy enough. And a hopper. Okay, and an access hatch has been made. Oh shoot, I meant to make 2. Need another hopper. Another piston. Go. Now I get 2 of those, and now finally we need to make a power tap. Requires another casing. I don't have enough gold for. Hold on. Cool. Wow, this isn't my thing here. Okay, got it. We're getting into more intricate builds now, guys, which I am really enjoying. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay, and I need a block of redstone. Alright. Interesting. Got it. Can do that real quick. Bam. Alright. So, stay resistance. Let's do this. Power tap. Reactor. 2 access ports, 1 and 2. Ah, there it is. Now I can access it. Yup. Sweet. My first big reactor and my first extreme reactor is complete. Let's change one of these to an output mode. Sweet. Now an input and an output. Good. Just the way we need it. Feed that some Yellorium. Let's fire it up and see what kind of power rating we're getting. Holy Jesus Christ, that is high. 2.5 thousand RF per tick. That's pretty great. And it's got a 10 million RF buffer that it'll have for like maybe 5 minutes. So that's pretty cool. And I can turn it down if I need to save power up there. We're going to go ahead and shut this off since we do have already got like 1.3 million RF saved. 1 second, guys. Alright guys, I was working on crafting a neat little device known as a pulverizer. So I set up this little device. I got a couple of achievements set up, and I took down the old furnaces that were too slow, and I wanted an automatic system here that would smelt down normal stuff for me. So I set all this up. Now I got a way of smelting ores that are double through this pretty easily. So moving on from that, now pop this guy here, and it'll automatically drop power directly from the energy port there. Holds 40,000 RF. Should be able to just not run this at all and still be fine. We'll go ahead and run this and let it build up some energy. Now we can actually do something with that Yellorium. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? We can do something with all those ores now too. I got a lot of chests that are already sorted. I'll be so glad once we finally have all this set up properly. Oh, that's right. I should go over here. May set up an automatic system for this too, so we can just get it all pulverized. Okay, finally doubling the Yellorium. Alright, I'm going to turn this off for a bit, so I don't want to waste power. This uses 40 RF per tick. I wonder if we can even turn this thing down low enough for that. Shift Alt 99% off at the lowest setting. Okay. Shift Alt other way. Okay. With this, with us having it this far turned down, barely using the most minimalistic amount of power, it'll generate power very, very, very slowly, but enough to keep this thing running without it overtaking power. We'll keep an eye on the power level. This will raise very, 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 very slowly, but once it gets near the top, we will shut it off. Now we can set up an automatic system here real quickly. Let's grab some iron. Start running low on iron. And I need some more chests because I've used most of mine. Oh, here we go. There's some more. We need 2 hoppers. Whip up a couple of those bad boys. Got it. Okay. Input here. Output there. Chest there. And pop it there as well. And underneath should be output everything. Cool. And double chest that one as well. And there's an automatic system. So now I should be able to just pump in all kinds of ores and stuff into that top chest. A few right here we can run. Okay. And a few random ones scattered around. Check out the chests real quick. Chest for something else, and we'll go through and we'll turn a lot of that back I'll use the furnace for probably doing 1 or 2 different kinds of ingots. Just finished processing a ton of gold there. Yeah. So dump all this in here real quick. Alright. Cool. Okay, so now it's just a matter of compressing all of this stuff. So need a bunch of iron, so I'm gonna do the iron through the smeltery. Just because I need a lot of it and I'd rather just focus on that. Should be enough iron for now. Okay, gold just finished, so I should be able to just pop all of that in there. And pop all of that in there. The chest right there. Nope, come on there. That, and that all in there. That should keep iron cooking for a while. Let's check, see if our pyrothene cal has any fluid for us. Sure does. Pop that right there. Sweet, don't worry. We'll shove all these into the furnace chest in here. If I can get a pipe going, I can automate that as well, just putting it straight in. Anyway, that'll all get cooked up. Go straight down here. Let's get a couple ores going. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Silver. Just so we can get some ores going. Silver, gold, nickel. Okay. Sweet. Aluminum. Cool. Now we'll shove all these into the pulverizing machine. Give us quite a bit of ore right there. We'll shove all this over here. And I did give this plenty of fuel, by the way. I used tiny coal, so that way shifting between the different ore resources, it'd always be fuel efficient 1-to-1. And I put speed upgrades in this thing to speed it up, which they weren't too expensive. It was glowstone, blaze powder, and blank upgrades, which are iron ingots and nether quartz. Nether quartz is something we're going to need to work on getting resources of. Now that we do have a power source, I think next episode is going to be the episode where we finally set up the applied energistics system and get all this organized. I'm going to be using a combination of applied energistics and the storage stores mods, because I want to see, let me double check before I actually say that. Drawers, does it have the compacting drawers? It does, because that stuff is freaking amazing. You take the compacting drawer, I'll make one real quick just for demonstration purposes. Stone, probably over here, yep, some stone. What's that? I need a drawer, 2 pistons, okay. Redstone apparently. Okay, couple pistons. Then I need a drawer. Which should be let's grab some wood here. Make a chest. had one. That's okay. Boom. There we go. I get the drawer, and then we'll turn it all into a compacting drawer real quick. Okay, so compacting drawers are really, really cool. So basically, if you've never seen me play any of my series, this is going to be pretty cool. Okay, so one of the most versatile ores in the game that you'll mess with, and you'll use quite a bit in every form that it comes in, is gold. Gold is used in its nugget form, it's used in its block form, and in its ingot form. And pretty useful in all three. Golden nuggets actually get used a lot. Like, in fact, if I were to, say, just drop this right here, pull these out real quick, use 35 different crafting recipes. Quite a few recipes there. Yeah, a lot of them. Okay, so you want to be able to access golden nuggets, golden ingots, and golden blocks, and spades, but you don't want to have to, constantly have to craft them. Not that it's a huge chore anyway, but you don't want to have to do it. You'd rather be kind of automatic, right? Well, that's where the compacting, these guys come into play. These automatically do all the work for you. Compacts them in blocks, keeps them in ingot form, or keeps them in nugget form. Basically, you can pull out whatever you want in whatever shape you want just from here. It's just like I can pull out all that gold I put back in there, all in block form. All that's left is 8 ingots, but I pulled out 18 blocks. So what's really cool about this is if I lock this in with with the drawer key here, which isn't too expensive, which thanks to this compacting drawer I can make it pretty easily. Okay, 6. Bam. Oh shoot, we never draw. Hold on. Okay, now use those sticks. Pop that there, and the 2 those, and then the 1 nugget. Bam, get a key. And now once I lock the key, another quest. Damn, we are on a roll with this quest today. Now that I have it locked, no matter if I pull it all out, it isn't going to matter. Now it's got nothing in it whatsoever. I've got all the gold to it in my hand, but it keeps what it says, and it won't let me put anything else in it. I can't put in iron, can't put in cobblestone. It's locked as that. And that's what's really cool about the key. So if I lock all these things out, they will always keep their image and never be able to change unless I unlock them. So what's cool is with applied energistics, you don't just have to use the digital drawers that are used with applied energistics, which if you have no idea what applied energistics, you're not going to, if you don't know what that mod is, you're not going to have any clue what I'm talking about. But the storage applications that are built into the mod, you can use different forms of storage connected to it. It's got a very versatile interface. Basically, they have what's called a storage interface, I think is what it's called, or storage bus or something like that. Anyway, you can hook it up to a drawer or even a drawer controller which connects to all the drawers, and as long as it's locked, it will automatically read that as a storage medium for that item. And if it's hooked up one of these compacting drawers, you can actually read it as all 3 items. Now granted, if I take out all the gold and blocks, it'll change out the readout for the ingots and the nuggets in the system automatically for me, so that way it shows I no longer, see right now, it shows I have 2 stacks and a half of gold ingots, or God knows how many nuggets, like infinite nuggets. But it would automatically update that for me in the applied energistics system. And if you guys don't know what applied energistics is, I apologize. It will make more sense once we actually start building the system. But we're going to be using a lot of these, especially for all of the ingots and stuff like that, so that way we can access them in block form. But off camera, I'm going to work on processing a lot of the materials so that we have access to everything we need. And that way, once we get started on the applied energistics system, we have everything we want. I'm also going to be using that compass I made on the last episode, this guy right here, to go and try to find more of the meteorites and get the rest of the stencils that we need, like this one right here. This is the calculation press. I need the engineering, the silicone and the logic press. And once we have all 4 of those, we can really get started into bladder resistance, start making a really nice system. I think I'm going to wrap it up here though, because it's probably going to run a little bit long. I haven't checked yet, but I'm sure it is pretty long episode, and I don't want it to go much further. But in this episode, we managed to get power going, managed to get a decent furnace system going, managed to get pulverizing system going, got our Tinker's construct furnace going, and advanced, and plenty of resources going. We finally started utilizing a couple of our cows over there, which I'm gonna go milk this guy. Sweet. But we'll start using more and more of these cows. Now, what's really cool about extreme reactors is once you start building it big enough to where you actually have space in the reactor for other things, like if you have air in there, instead of just leaving it air where it gets too hot, you can actually cool it with something, and it'll actually increase productivity. Because extreme reactors are non-explosive, they will never explode. They're not like some of the nuclear craft stuff that you build in this game. They will actually never explode. No matter what you do to it, the temperature can get super hot. Nothing will happen, as far as I'm aware, unless they've changed it in an update. But what's the bottle? It's still good. This guy's still kicking butt. Nice. All the resources. Ooh, Snowball. Let's take all these guys and move them over. But anyway, what I can do is if I can figure out which one of the metals that I have over here, once one of the cows has the colder liquid, this one is liquid nitrogen, but there's another thing called gelid cryothium, which is what I used to use. It's a really cold material that I can put in there as a coolant. I don't know which coolant is better. It could still be gelid cryothium, but liquid nitrogen could be a competitor. I don't know. I'll have to mess with it. And it even says when you pull it out, you can obtain this fluid on Neptune, and it has extreme reactors compatibility, which I think is awesome. Now, I don't know what will happen. Say I just break a hole and I push that down, or start making ice around it like gelid cryothium will. I bet it'll hurt if I step in it. So really cool looking liquid, not gonna lie. I can pick it up. Cool. Oh, I want to step in it so bad, but I know where it's at. Okay. I want to be able to get away. So it doesn't actually hurt me? Not even at the source. Okay. Alright then. It's kind of boring. I was hoping it would kind of hurt me or something. But alright. Blue liquid. Just pop it right here since it doesn't do anything. Alright. I'm going to start gathering because I want to see if it does better than using... And I can test it small scale, like I make a like I say, I make a 3x3 reactor or whatever, put a rod in the middle and just take 4 buckets and put it all around it. I can test it with liquid nitrogen and then test it with the gelid cryothium and see which one does better. But for now, guys, I need to wrap this up. I'm already rambling on, going longer than I expected to. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm getting excited. We're starting to get into all the fun tech mods that I love getting into. It's always my favorite part This is always my favorite part of the series, when I'm first getting into it and start getting some advancements and getting really, really far into things. It's my favorite part of playing in modded Minecraft, is when you start getting those advancements going. So, if you guys are enjoyed it, be sure to slap that like button, show me some love, and then be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and then go over there and click on that bell down below. It'll let you know when I upload videos to YouTube. But for now, guys, that's going to have to do it for you. So I will see all of your beautiful faces in the next video. Bye, guys!